Hey, welcome to this week's edition of Library Picker. We've got 6 great books for you, and I'm so excited about every single one of them that I'm going to try not to talk too much about them. I'd like instead to show you what these books are about. Let's start in our drama and comedy section, and on the bottom shelf here we've got a book that 2 teachers have read and they were really excited about. It's called Matched. Here's part of the trailer.
In this society, officials decide who I love, where I work, when I die. When I turned 17, the moment had come for my matching banquet, where the society pairs you with your most optimal partner. I was sure they had found the perfect match of my best friend Xander. What is going on?
All right, looks like a great story. It's been compared to the Hunger Games a little bit. It's in our drama and comedy section. Let's head over to our sci-fi and fantasy section. We've got another one that I'm really excited about. It's called Tiger Tiger. All right, this is another one with a really cool trailer. Take a look.
What if your life changed between one heartbeat and the next? What if nothing was as it seemed? And everything you relied on was taken. Everything around you became darkness. What if one action threw open a door that should never have existed and pulled you in to a world of magic?
Looks great. It's in our sci-fi and fantasy section. Let's head next over to our historical fiction section. And I know that a lot of you are working on your World War II leadership projects. In the Library Picker Pathfinder video that we made for you, we mentioned that we pulled a lot of the World War II era books out and put them on this side of the historical fiction shelf. Now, when I said we had 6 books, we really have 8 because I'm going to tell you about 3 here. The one on the left, called The Darkest Evening, is about an American family that moves to Russia because the father is really into socialism. This is kind of a political action adventure story. The one in the middle is called Code Talker, and it's about Native Americans who joined the military during World War II in order to create unbreakable codes using the Navajo language. And the one on the right, The Gadget, is set in Los Alamos National Laboratory during the Manhattan Project. If you're really into your 7th grade research topic, you should check this shelf out. And speaking of connecting to other subjects, there's a lot of 8th graders that are involved in your sustainability project now. So I wanted to take you back into this reading room where we have a lot of nonfiction books. We have sports books, we have books with dogs on the cover, poetry books, math books. We've got Bieber, Girls Life magazine. But the one I really want to talk about here is called The View from Lazy Point. So this is really more of an adult book, but 8th grade, if you're interested in environmental sustainability and you're enjoying this research project, you might want to give this a try.
I'm Carl Safina, and I'm the author of The View from Lazy Point, A Natural Year in an Unnatural World. Why I wrote the book was that I was so inspired by the beauty around me. Despite all the gloom and doom that we hear about nature and the environment, the world is still brimming with living vitality.
So if you're interested in environmental sustainability and you want to learn a little more about how our society interacts with the natural world, try that one out. Let's hit a couple more. I want to head over to our grab and go section and here's one that I'm really excited about. It's called True Grit. Now, I love Westerns. I love Western movies, I love Western books, and you've either heard of this movie, or you've seen this movie, or you've heard about Haley Steinfeld, but here's part of the trailer. You gotta try this one out.
Once I stood in the night, I'm about to embark on a great adventure. With my head bowed low, I intend to see Papa's killer hanged. They tell me you're a man with true grit.
What's your name, girl?
My name is Maddie Ross.
In the darkness, as black as the sea.
Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death,
And I cried, oh Lord,
I shall fear no one.
take
Papa's death.
Wow. So, grab and go shelf. We've got 3 copies of it. Give it a try. One last book before we go, and it's in our short stories collection. We got a lot of great books here, from picture books to short story collections. And what I want to take a look at is the book on the left called Return of the Dapper Men. The great thing about this book is its story and its art. And I said art, not drawings or pictures or comics. Check out this TV show that did a review of the book.
It really is different than any other comic we've talked about. It's called The Return of the Dapper Men, and it is by Jim McCann and Janet Leigh. Jim McCann is a guy who's written a lot for Marvel and other people. But this is really a children's book for adults, I would say. It's got a children's book kind of mentality to it. Dan wanted me to read the opening inscription, which kind of sets everything up, which says, "To anyone who ever fell down a rabbit hole, walked to the sidewalk's end, danced a wild rumpus, or followed the second star to the right, may you find adventure, wonder, and a little something from which dreams are made in these pages." Obviously references to many popular children's stories. There's also tons of references to Shakespeare and all kinds of other literary devices. It takes place in a land called Anarev, which of course is Verona backwards. But I think the most striking thing about this book is the art. Hopefully Mike will be able to put up some pictures of the art in the back, because it's accomplished in a way that I don't think any other comic that I know of is, in a way that's called decoupage. And that is a artistic method by which you cut out things that are drawn on paper, put them on another medium, usually wood or some other kind of hard material, and then lacquer that after you've painted it.
So even if graphic novels aren't really your thing, don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone and pick this one up. That's going to be it for this week's episode of Library Picker. Come on in today, stock up for spring break, grab a bunch of books, and look around these areas. If these books are out, I guarantee you in the same area we can find something you're going to love. Enjoy your spring break.